Good morning students, I welcome you all to class 10. So today's topic is life processes. In this lesson we are going to learn many activities which are going inside our body. Before starting this lesson, just I want to ask you certain questions. My first question is, what will happen if an organism do not take or consume food for many days? Yes, your answer is right that the organism will die. My second question is, what happens if an organism do not breathe? Yes, again the answer is that the organism will die. Okay, my third question is, what will happen if you are allowed to sit at a particular position in which you are sitting right now for many days? The answer is that you cannot sit in that position. Organism has to move its body for a change, for different life processes to go inside the body. So, we have seen that through these questions, just I want to show you that there are many activities which are going inside our body and without which the organism cannot live. Food is required by our body and food has to be broken down to release energy. So a set of activities are going inside the body. An organism respires, and because of that respiration, the oxygen which is taken inside the body is combining with food and the food gets broken down and releases energy. And what happens to the energy? The energy is circulated in the whole body. So, many activities, many such we have plentiful activities which are going inside in our body. And the set of these activities are termed as life processes. So, we are going to learn what are the activities which come under life processes. Let us start with the definition of life processes. Life processes, the definition for this is the basic function performed by living organisms to maintain their life on earth. See, life processes is the activity of only living organisms because no activities undergo in non-living organisms which are therefore sustaining life. The activities which we are going to learn in this lesson, they are only a part of living organisms. And why they are necessary? They are necessary to maintain their life on earth. Without these activities, an organism cannot survive. So let us learn what are these activities. And each of these activities is known as a life process. And set of all life processes make the life processes. So we are going to learn them one by one. The first one is nutrition. It is the process by which the food is consumed and it is utilized in the body to do the daily maintenance and to carry out the daily activities. Respiration. Respiration is the process by which the food is broken down to release energy. Next one is transportation. Transportation is the movement of substances from one part of the body to the other parts of the body. Next is control and coordination. Control and coordination means how we are able to regulate our body, or how we are able to see, how we are able to learn, how we are able to walk. All these are under the control of brain and the spinal cord. So how this control and coordination activities take place in our body. Next, excretion. See, if an organism goes on consuming food, a time comes when the substance which are present inside their body, after their utilization, they gather together and makes a toxic substance. So, timely, these toxic substances need to be excreted or thrown out of the body. Therefore, excretion is also important. The next activity is growth. See, what happens? Just I ask you a question. If a seed remains seed and if a seed don't convert into a plantlet or a big plant, what does happen? See student, yes, if the seed don't convert into a plant, how will we get flowers and the fruits? So we will have nothing to eat. Therefore, the process of growth should also go. Just imagine if a small newborn baby, if it remains in that, if the length and width or if the size of the baby remains that only, what will happen? Certainly, after some time, the baby will die. Therefore, all the living organisms grow. The next one is movement. Movement, as I said you earlier, that you cannot stand or you cannot sit at a particular place for a long duration of time, because your body will feel uncomfortable after some time. Therefore, this movement and locomotion, they are necessary so that all activities inside our body go smoothly without any break. And there are many, we'll see by examples, we'll see what are the substances that move in the body. See, for example, when the food breaks, energy is released, and gas, which is CO2 gas, it also comes up. So the CO2 gas don't remain inside the cell. It has to be thrown out of the body, and it is thrown out of the body when it travels from cell towards the lung. If it remains there, if it don't move from there, this automatically after some time, because of CO2, the cell will die. Therefore, it has to be thrown out of the body. It means some substance, there are many substances inside our body that have to be moved from one place to another. In the similar way, plants do not move, they do not change their position, but they show movement by means of bending their shoot, by means of growing of shoot, growing of fruit, bearing flowers and fruit. They show movement. Similarly, animals also move and microorganisms also move. So therefore, movement and locomotion is also important. Then a question comes, if we leave reproduction, then all the activities are life sustaining, without which we cannot live. But what is the importance of reproduction? This is not required for living. Just guess it and try to answer this question. Yes, you are right. Reproduction is necessary because we want our characters to transfer from one generation to the next generation. If reproduction don't take place, the species will vanish there. The species cannot pass their character, and after some time the species will die or the organism will die. Therefore, all these activities are required for sustaining life, and a set of all these activities which are required for sustaining and maintenance of life are known as life processes. See students, I want to ask you a question. What will happen if you have a small injury, if you have a big injury in your hand or any part of the body? The blood will soon ooze out. Therefore, something has to go inside the body which acts as a repair. And see, if you just recall class 7th, you may have learned that we have platelets in our body, and these platelets, they come at the place of injury and they stop the blood to come out. Therefore, this is a type of a repair work. Similarly, when an organism is sleeping, all the activities go inside its body and the repair work is also going on, but we cannot see it. If you have seen, if there is a small injury, then the next morning or after 1 or 2 days it will heal up. But if you have a big injury, then it takes time to heal. So what is this? This healing is actually, this healing is a repair work. So even an organism is sleeping, the maintenance work goes on. So what is the need of maintenance? To prevent the damage and breakdown of because all the body organs are like some of the electrical equipment inside the body. If they stop working, we cannot live. So in order that all the activities or all the organs work, the repair and maintenance work go continuously in the body, but it cannot be felt by us. Now, the next one is need of chemical reactions in the body. There are many chemical reactions which are going inside the body, but we cannot feel it. But there is a need of chemical reaction. Just think, children, what is the need of chemical reaction? Yes, I know that you cannot think more about because you don't know about more chemical reactions that go inside the body, but at least you are in a position to answer few of them. So, for example, the example that I have taken just some time before, that the food is broken down. So, the breaking of food is a chemical reaction. Growth needs many chemicals inside the body which are required. For example, proteins are needed for growth. So, there are many chemical reactions which are going inside the body which are required for maintaining life. Therefore, chemical reactions are needed inside the body. Now, these chemical reactions are needed for molecular movement because some chemical reactions, for example, A plus B is equal to C. This is the combination reaction where the substances are combined to form a C substance. Suppose this C substance has certain this C substance has certain ions inside it. It has to break. Therefore, the broken molecules are known as molecules of the body. Or you can think our body is full of ions, our body is full of nutrients, our body is full of macromolecules, or the substances inside our body, they are present in very small quantities, or they may be present in a large quantity. Molecules means the substances which are present in very small quantity. For example, if we combine one atom of oxygen with another atom of oxygen, it becomes one molecule of oxygen gas. Therefore, there are many substances inside our body which are needed by the organism in the molecular form. So, these molecular substances need to react with each other to form a new substance, or a new substance breaks down by means of chemical reaction to form two or more new substances. Other new substances. Therefore, for molecular movement, chemical reactions are needed. When these molecules are formed, they will move from one place to another. Next is that because of the chemical reaction, we get energy. We have discussed it. To provide energy from the food, we need chemical reaction. In the similar way, to form a tissue, to make a set of chemical reactions goes inside our body. Now, we'll see, this was just, these were some of the activities or processes which we are going to learn in the whole lesson. Let us come to the main content of the lesson. So, we'll start with the process of nutrition, which was the first activity of our life process. See, nutrition is the process of intake of food, its digestion, its absorption, its distribution to the different parts of an organism so that it can be utilized by different life processes. Means nutrition is the process of intake of food, its utilization, and after its utilization, what will be formed? Some substances will be formed which have to be excreted, and the substances which are utilized, they are utilized for energy forming process and to maintain the life. So this is the process of nutrition. And for the process of nutrition, we should know what is a nutrient. You all know nutrient. You have a knowledge what are nutrients, because nutrients, you have learned nutrients in your lower class. So the nutrients are the components of food which are necessary for the body of an organism for various kind of activity. So what are the nutrients which are present in the food? Nutrients, the type of nutrients which are present in the food are carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamin and minerals, and all these nutrients combine together to form an organic substance, and that organic substance is known as food. So what is food? Food is a kind of fuel which provides energy to the living organism. Why it is known as fuel? Because fuel is a substance that burns to provide energy. So same here, food in our body, the food burns to provide energy, and this energy is provided to the living organism for doing various activities like these that I have mentioned earlier. So food consists of nutrients as its component, and what are the types of nutrients? Nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, protein, vitamin and minerals. So here the definition of nutrients. What actually the nutrient provide? Nutrient provides the raw materials for the biosynthesis of new substances inside the body. See students, it is not that whatever substance we eat, it is utilized by our body in the same form. It may be utilized by the body in other forms also. So the nutrient help us to provide the raw material which are required by an organism. Now all the nutrients or the type of nutrients are divided into three categories. See, some of them give energy, therefore some of them provide energy, therefore they are known as energy giving food. And the two nutrients which have basic role of providing energy are carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates you can easily find in all the cells. You can find fats in meat, in fish, in all the oily substances, bread, butter, cheese. There you can find a lot of fats. Next, so because carbohydrates and fats, they provide energy to our body, therefore they are classified as energy giving food. The next one is body building food. See students, you all know that a small cell, when it combines together, it forms a tissue. As we have already learned in 9th class that a group of cells makes a tissue and a group of tissue makes a organ. All the organs of the body, they join together to form an organism. Therefore, this all biosynthesis, this all making process takes place only with the help of protein, because protein are the important component of nucleic acids. We have nucleic acids in our nucleus. What are the nucleic acids that we have in our nucleus? One is DNA, which is deoxyribonucleic acid, and another one is RNA, which is ribonucleic acid. So these proteins are a part of nucleic acid and nucleic acid. They are required for repair and maintenance, and proteins are the components of cell. They are, or sometimes these proteins combined with vitamin and minerals and are required for plenty of chemical reaction. Therefore, protein is required for growth, and therefore it is known as a bodybuilding food. So whenever any child has a growth problem, the doctor suggests some protein diet in his daily meal. The next one is regulating or protective food. See students, vitamin and minerals, they have specific role in our body, and therefore they are classified as protective or regulating food because they are helpful in variety of chemical reaction. They are not required by our body in a larger quantity. They are required in our body in less quantity, but you should maintain a regular supply of these vitamin and minerals in our body, because they have special role in certain chemical reaction. Then they protect our body from different deficiency diseases. For example, if you don't take calcium, then your bones will become weak. If you don't take vitamin D from sunlight, then the bones will become weak. If you don't take vitamin A, then your eyesight will become weak. Therefore, we have many such examples of vitamin and protein because of which we remain protected from deficiency diseases. They are needed by the body for formation of skin, blood cells and tissue, and variety of substances needed by our body. So students, I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. So before stopping this lecture, just I want to recall what we have learned in this lecture. The first one is the definition of life processes. The second that we read is what are the different life activities that are a part of life processes. Then we have learned why the maintenance process should go on, what is the need of energy for body. Then we have learned why chemical reactions should go inside our body. Then we have learned what are the definition of nutrition and food, what are the nutrients which are present in food and how they are classified, what are the role of different nutrients in our body. So students, with this I end my lecture. Thank you.